Hey everyone, it is another day, Halloween decor hunting with me and good old Mr. Skeleton. It is another freaking hot day, everybody. And we are cruising. We're looking for some more Halloween decorations. We've got places to go, Halloween to see. I feel like right now is the crucial time where people are putting out Halloween left and right. Everywhere we're seeing Halloween. Hold on, Mr. Skeleton, railroad tracks. Sir. A lot of places we've seen Halloween already. A lot of places still putting stuff out. Today, we're cruising to, we're going to check out Kirkland's, Burlington, and then I got to go get my teeth cleaned. Going to the dentist, y'all. And then with our fresh breath, we're going to cruise over to HomeGoods. You know, we always got to include HomeGoods in our run because you never know what you're going to find. They're still putting Halloween out. Anyways, it's going to be freaking hot this week. It's going to be a scorcher. I have miserable Marie. She's ready to go. I've got her waiting in the lurch for any moment we complain about the heat. It's basically the hottest, most humid month of the year. It is so freaking scorching every year, and you're just waiting for September. You're waiting for fall to get here. You're not very patiently waiting, but you're waiting, and August just blasts you with pure hell on earth. So today I've got my messy bun going. I've got my t-shirt, my baggy t-shirt and biker short combination uniform. Uh-oh, I want to turn in here. I'm wearing my summer scorching heat uniform. And what else do we got? I've got my Skims on because let me tell you, I talked about Skims a couple months ago. This video, by the way, is sponsored by Skims. So thank you, Skims, for sponsoring this video. But I was talking about a couple months ago, my Skims. I tried Skims for the very first time. And I had talked about the Fits Everybody collection and how much I was loving it and how it was so comfortable and stretchy and supportive all at the same time, especially for my ghouls. Now that I've been wearing my Skims for a couple months and I tried a couple of new things. I tried the Fits Everybody Scoop bralette and the Fits Everybody Brief, the full brief. And once again, pure comfort, while supportive, while stretchy, seriously sorcery. And let me just tell you, I have been out in this freaking summer scorching heat in these pieces. It is so nice not having an underwire digging at me or straps digging in my shoulders while it's already freaking hot and I'm sweaty. Because usually when I get home, I don't know if anyone else is like this, but when I get home from a long day wearing one of those contraptions, the underwires, you know, the whole uncomfortable bra situation, I get home and I'm like, take this torture contraption off of me. I need it off immediately. And then it feels like an instant relief. You know what I'm talking about? With Skims, I don't have to do that. Like, I go out and I go Halloween hunting or I run errands or I'm out in the heat doing whatever. I'm outside playing with Lucian and then I come in. I don't feel like I have to take off like an underwire or do whatever. I just stay in it and it feels like a second skin. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. I just am so impressed by these Skims pieces that I cannot stop jabbing my jaws about them. I didn't know if they'd be worth the hype, but they're totally worth the hype. Every day, every body, every season, I feel in every season of life, no matter what changes you're going through, I love these pieces. Anyways, you can click the link down in my description box to check out the Fits Everybody collection by Skims. And it's available in sizes extra, extra small to 4X. And after you place your order, make sure you let them know I sent you. You can select YouTube in the survey and then make sure you click my channel in the drop-down menu. And that way they know I sent you. Cannot say enough good things about the Fits Everybody collection. It is so good. It's so good. Anyways, we're here at Burlington and Kirkland's. We're going to go into Burlington first because I want to see what kind of spooky goods they got. I've only seen a couple of posts over on the Facebook group about Burlington, so I'm anxious to see what's in there. And then we're going to cruise into Kirkland's, see what they got. So here we go. All right, we're here at Burlington and then Kirkland's next door. All right, just left Burlington and Kirkland's, and we're actually right here next to Target, right there. And I have a little bit of time, so I think I'm gonna run in there really quickly, check out the Bullseye Playground and or in the clothing section. So we're gonna go in there. Here we go. We saw Halloween at all three places, Burlington, Kirkland's, and Target. No Halloween decor at Target though, just clothes, kids' clothes. But they had the spooky goods. So let's start with Burlington because that's where we went first. Didn't see a whole lot at Burlington. They are just getting started. At first, I almost missed it. I could have missed it. It was just one little end cap of Halloween, and that's all they had. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. I'll take it. I'll take it. So they had a good looking spooky display going on, and it had some outdoor signs. So they look like, I guess they could be indoor too, but they were like kind of standing signs. You know what I'm talking about? One said boo with pumpkins. Another one was a mummy, and I think there was a stack of jack-o'-lanterns, and then they had a bedazzled ghost pillow in here. And then as far as tabletop decor, they had some ceramic pieces. They had a ceramic ghostie. They were just stacked pumpkins, stacked jack-o'-lanterns, and they had either jack-o'-lantern faces or said boo. They also had pumpkins that said, one said spooky, and there was another one that said beware in glitter. And what else do they have in here? Is that it? Oh, they had like a line of ghosties, like a little trio of ghosties, and maybe some other little signs. They also had a skeleton piece. It was like a gold and silver skeleton couple. So they did have some Halloween out, but they were just getting started. Didn't see anything in the sheets or the spooky blankets. I checked the pajamas. I didn't see anything. So looks like they're just getting started at Burlington. So that's what we saw. Anything I'm missing here I'll show, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw. It was just kind of like a little end cap area. Then we cruised over to Kirkland's, and Kirkland's was fully stocked with Halloween, and they had some really cute stuff and some really good spooky displays, which you know I love a good spooky display. One spooky display had these candy corns, ceramic candy corns. They had a wall decor piece with a ghostie on it. They had another wall decor piece with a ghostie on it that had checker print in the background. And what else did they have here? Oh, they had the cutest ghosty blow mold. I don't know what it is this year. It is the year of the blow molds for me. They just get me every time. This one was so cute. Just this little ghosty with this witch hat on. They also had some hanging witch hats. And a little spooky town, like I think it was like a trio of spooky houses with glitter. And what else did they have in this area? And they had a trio of ghosties. I feel like they have these every year. And I think the lights in the eyes were multicolored, which you know how I feel about the multicolored lights. I feel all sorts of feels about it. Not good feels either. And I try to stay positive around here and be like, you know what? Like, I'm not against the colorful stuff at all, by the way. The colorful light up stuff, I just don't feel like when it lights up inside like a decoration, multicolored, I feel like it's not as timeless, in my opinion, as like a regular light on the inside, like a warm light on the inside. It just doesn't go with as much. Like, I feel like it can go with a lot more with a warm light. That's all I'm trying to say. So I'm not hating on the colorful stuff. I think it lasts longer when it's like more... like it can go with any decor. Anyways, now that I went on that rant that no one wanted to hear anyway, what else do we see here? They had a sign that said Happy Halloween that had a vintage look to it, like the jack-o'-lantern and the scaredy cat. And I think they had another ghostie in there holding a trick-or-treat bag and a big wooden spider piece. And what else they have? Oh, they had some witchy boots in here. And everything was 30% off, which is a steal of a deal. I think it was like the last day today, so I went at the perfect time. And then they had a cauldron, and it looks like it's bubbling over with these iridescent bubbles. I've seen some people DIY this kind of thing. They get a cauldron and some iridescent Christmas, what am I thinking of, ornaments, and they do it themselves, or clear ornaments, and they do it themselves. And I've been seeing a lot of DIY inspired pieces out there this year, like some pieces that I've seen like viral DIY Halloween videos, and now companies are making their own versions. I've been seeing a lot of that this year. I don't know if anyone else noticed that. And then they had a black wicker hat, and I feel like a dog in a costume. It was a big dog in a costume. And they also had a picture, like a painting wall decor situation of a bunch of dogs in costumes. They had a cat pillow, a mummy pillow, and then a bunch of pillows that just said various things. Happy haunting, There were a couple that said here for the booze. And then what are the other ones? I can't remember what some of the other ones were. But, oh, there were some just houses, like spooky houses on just Halloween-looking pillows. But they had some Halloween pillows in this area. I'll just continue to show all the different ones because they had a good variety. Lots of different shapes and sizes of their Halloween pillows. Jack-o'-lantern, like wooden jack-o'-lantern pieces with witch hats. They had was there like a stacked jack-o'-lantern? I think it was like a metal stacked jack-o'-lantern piece. And also some just plain black jack-o'-lanterns. And then they had some ceramic jack-o'-lanterns. I think one of them had stars in the eyes or something like that. Anyways, they had another display that had the skeleton guy that was holding a pillow that said resting witch face. And they also had a big metal cauldron there. They had some really pretty crow pieces that were really detailed. Once again, they had this big cathedral looking mirror, which was really cool, by the way. I don't know if that was Halloween. I think it was just all year round. But they had the spiders crawling up and the bats flying up. They had those back this year. I don't remember seeing the spiders last year, but I know they always have the bats every year. They had a tombstone in this area that said RIP on it. And they had some ghosties on little stakes. I don't know if you put them in your yard. They had them in a little, I don't know what it was, like a tin bucket thing. What else do they have in this area? They had a big standing sheet ghost. He was a really good size. There was actually a little kid in there that was loving that sheet ghost. And then they also had a little area that had some plateware, dishware, place settings, like placemats and stuff. And then they had some plateware that had various skeletons doing various things. They had a longer plate with dancing skeletons on it. And then they had little mini plates with a skeleton doing something different on every plate. And they also had like a cheese board looking thing that had spooky. I think one a spider and one a ghost or something like that. But they had a white and black cheese board. And they had, another board, like could be a charcuterie board or a cutting board. It was just a wooden board that had a bunch of ghosts, like a line of ghosts. What else do they have in this area dishware wise? I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I'll show everything here. And then they had some spooky mugs. They had a jack-o'-lantern. They had a bat. They had a scaredy cat. Did they have a ghostie in here? Or was it a skull or something? But they had various spooky mugs, and then they had the mug that went with the plateware with the dancing skeletons around it. They had some really, really cute mugs at Kirkland's. They had some outdoor rugs, like front door rug situations. They had one with ghosties all over that said happy haunting. I think they had one with spooky houses lined up, and I can't remember what the other ones were, but they had some spooky outdoor rugs. And I want to say that's what we saw at Kirkland's. But they had the spooky goods. I'll continue to show anything that I'm missing. But they had some really good spooky goods in there. And I don't know. I feel like I know what I'm missing. They also had these little ghosty candlestick holders that were so freaking cute. These little ghosties. And you put a little candle in them. Oh, they were cute. They had a taller one and a shorter one. And anything else I'm missing, I'll show here because I know I've got to be missing some stuff because there was so much to see. They had really good spooky displays. But yeah, that's what we saw at Kirkland's. Anyway, so then we went over to Target and they had some kids' clothes. I saw there were a couple things in the toddler section and in the baby section. I didn't see anything in the kids section yet. Anyways, in the toddler section, they had the cutest little outfit. They had this one, and for me, this one struck me in my spooky soul. They had this one that had the skeleton playing the drums. And if you know, you know that Dallas, my husband, is a drummer. I mean, he plays a lot of different instruments, but he, at the end of the day, is a drummer. So I got so excited to get Lucian a spooky drummer outfit. But that's just me nerding out. They had other spooky outfits too. They had one with a dinosaur, like a skeleton dinosaur. They had a dinosaur sweatshirt and sweatpants, like monster dinosaur, like it had the dinosaur spikes on the side of the pants and on the sweatshirt. And they had some really cute dresses too in this area. They had a dress with candy all over it. They had a purple dress with black cats. And then they had an orange dress with jack-o'-lanterns and pumpkins all over it. They also had a couple of shirts. One long sleeve shirt that said boo with ghost on it. And what was the other shirt? Did it have candy or... I can't remember what the cats or something. I can't remember what the other shirt had. But they were so cute. There was also a Hello Kitty outfit, like sweatshirt and sweatpant outfit. Anyways, then I went over to the baby section. And y'all, the Halloween baby stuff gets me every year. And I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm done having babies. Like, I'm going to be so sad to not have any more babies to shop for because my nieces are all older. And I'm not going to have any more babies to shop for. But anyways, that's besides the point. They had some really cute baby stuff. Oh my gosh, they had these sweatshirt and sweatpants set. One had like a jack-o'-lantern. It was like kind of like a clown jack-o'-lantern. I don't know, had like the Argyle print with like a jack-o'-lantern. And then they had one that just had pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns or something all over it. And then they had one that was black with a ghosty on it and had lime green, like slime green pants, sweatpants that went with it, little ghosties all over it. And then they had a pink, like long sleeve outfit. It was like a full blown like jumpsuit kind of thing with little pumpkins on it. They had the Milk Monster back. Every year they have the Milk Monster outfit. And they also had the pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern outfit that Lucian wore last year. Y'all, it's going to make me cry and get all sentimental. And the little pumpkin, he was the cutest little jack-o'-lantern with his little leggings, little black and white striped leggings, y'all. Oh, it's killing me. Anyways, that's besides the point. They also had the cutest little bat outfits. One was this long sleeve, like jumpsuit bat outfit. It was green and black. And then another one that was green and black, short sleeve, and it said, "Waiting for my fangs to come in." Oh, God, y'all. Oh, it's getting me. It's getting me. And they had a bat, like a sweatshirt, onesie outfit bat situation with pants with bats all over it. That was so cute. And they had a little Carter's area that had like little onesie sets that said, cutest pumpkin in the patch. They had one that had the skeleton. They have a skeleton every year, but it was like a skeleton sleeper. And then they had the long sleeve shirts with the skeletons and candy. They had a really cute fleecy one that had little ghosties and little jack-o'-lanterns all over it. They had a hat. It was like a jack-o'-lantern hat or pumpkin hat with little jack-o'-lantern booties. And what else do they have in here? Oh, some little socks that said boo and stripes. And oh my gosh, anything else I forgot to talk about, I'll show here. All right, everyone, my camera overheated as we were finishing up. And then I needed to go in and get my teeth cleaned. So now that my teeth are all shiny and clean, we're now gonna cruise to HomeGoods and just take a little gander, see if they got anything new out. All right, Mr. Skeleton. Mr. Skeleton, I feel like I've neglected you today. I feel like I haven't really acknowledged you, sir. Are you doing well? Are you feeling excited today? Are you looking for the spooky goods? I wonder what good old Mr. Skeleton would like. What do you think? What kind of decor do you think he would like? I feel like he like all the skeletons doing the most. You know, like the skeletons sitting on toilets, or the skeletons embracing other skeletons, or the skeleton riding the motorcycle. I feel like Mr. Skeleton is living vicariously through the skeleton statues doing the most. All right, everyone, we just left HomeGoods. It was freaking busy in there. We ran into Spooky Family. David, if you're out there, it was so nice talking to you, chatting about our mutual Halloween obsession / shopping shopping problems. But it was wild in there. There were a lot of people in there. Lots of people in the aisles. It was really hard to get a lot of footage because I felt like I was in everybody's way. So I did get some footage. We saw some new things in there. They had a couple of new Halloween decor pieces I saw, but there was a big silver skull lantern, a wooden jack-o'-lantern bucket thing. They had this crow sitting on a pedestal that was mystical and magical looking. They had, what else do they have in this area? I don't know why I'm blanking, because it was just, I think it was dodging a lot of people in this area. A lot of people kept coming up and down these aisles. Oh, they had this big Dracula looking, I don't know what he was. And he kind of looked like the guy. What's the guy's name who sings that Gangnam Style or Gangnam Style? You know what I'm talking about? What? I don't even, you know the song. You know it. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not going to sing it. No, Mr. Skeleton, I'm not going to sing it. But if you know it, then you know. Kind of looked like that guy with the sunglasses on. Not a whole lot of new stuff in this area. Lots of little knick-knacky things in here, though. They had a couple of chip and dip plate and bowl sets. One was a ghosty, and then one was it a witch or Frankenstein or a combo? I'm not sure. And then they had like a big skeleton guy holding a plate, or maybe it was a bowl or something like that. They had a paper towel dispenser with a ghosty and a pumpkin at the top. That was really cool. They had a bunch of tumblers, spooky tumblers. They had ghosties. They had Nightmare Before Christmas. They had a jack-o'-lantern and a Hello Kitty little dish, like baking dish thing. And what else am I forgetting in this little baking area? I don't know, but I'll show whatever I saw here. Oh, and then they had some soap dispensers. They had a bunch of Lilo and Stitch themed soap dispensers and bathroom, like little bathroom trinket things, or little toothpaste or toothbrush holders, I mean. And then they had like a mosaic disco ball looking skull soap dispenser, a ghosty soap dispenser. I think there was another skull in here maybe. And is that it? I don't know, but we saw some soap dispensers. They also had a Joanna Parker cookie jar. I almost missed it. I totally missed it, or it wasn't out yet. And then I walked around the store just to get one more look to make sure I didn't miss anything, because there were people everywhere at the store. And so I walked back around, and there it was. Somebody had just wheeled it out in like a little cart with some tablecloths. And there he was in all of his glory, this cat cookie jar. It's like a vintage black cat looking cookie jar. It is so good. And I was looking for this piece. I'm so freaking happy I found it. And then what else did we see in this area? Oh, we saw some more Joanna Parker. We saw some Joanna Parker. I think it was like a tablecloth and then napkin set that had moons and bats all over it. And there were a couple other things in the tablecloth and napkin area, like little Halloween-y napkins and tablecloths. Oh, they also had some sheets. The first time in the flesh I've seen King Halloween sheets that weren't Snoopy, and they were Rachel Zoe. I've never seen these before. They were black and white, had witchy hats and jack-o'-lanterns and spiders and sorts of spooky stuff in black and white, which y'all know. If you know, you know. I love a good black and white situation. And then what else did we see? We didn't see any new blankets or pillows, but they had a ton there. We just have already seen them all. But yeah, we saw the spooky goods at HomeGoods. I'm glad we went, because I got one of my in search of items, actually two. I didn't know these sheets existed, but I wanted some spooky sheets. Yeah, I was so excited. I found some things today. Not a whole lot of new stuff in the decor though, but we'll be back out on the hunt tomorrow. Hey everyone, it is another day. Halloween decor hunting with me and good old Mr. Skeleton. It is an unexpected hunting kind of day today. This morning, I went and got my nails fixed because one of my bats fell off of my nails. And so I went and got that fixed really quick. And now I figured on our way home, we would just cruise right on by really, really quickly to HomeGoods. I am sure it is going to be an absolute shit show, for lack of a better word, because it is HomeGoods on a Saturday. But whatever, we're going anyway. It's on our way home. Might as well see if they have the Headless Horseman or any of the other things we're looking for. Might as well take a little gander. If I'm driving by a HomeGoods during Halloween season, I'm going in. Who are we kidding? That's just how it goes. So we're gonna cruise really quickly by HomeGoods. I thought about running in really, really, really fast into Michael's to see if they put anything new out in their Halloween lines and take a gander there. So we're gonna do maybe both. All right, we're here at HomeGoods. We're going in. Oh my God. You guys, on a freaking Saturday. I normally hate getting out on Saturdays, and I still do. But let me tell you what I saw. First of all, when I walked in, the first thing I see on one of the end caps, the first thing I see, the freaking Headless Horseman I was looking for. Right there, front row center, there he was. They also had the one with the skull. He's holding a skull in his hands instead of a pumpkin. Then they also had the new one, the silvery looking one with all the detail, and he's holding the jack-o'-lantern in his like one arm. And oh my gosh, I'm so excited. That was the one thing I was looking for this year. And somehow the spooky gods have spoken and the spooky stars aligned. And there we were. And there he was. And so, you know, I'm so excited. Then after I saw the Headless Horseman, I continued to see some really cool stuff we haven't seen yet. They had these skeleton mushrooms, which were interesting, with spiders on top. They had I think there was a candle with like skeletons or skulls around it. That was kind of cool. They had a new ghosty I hadn't seen yet. And it was an interesting shape, like a different kind of shaped ghosty. They had, oh, what else do they have? Then they had a really cool picture that had 3 witches on it, like 3 witch silhouettes and their hats and everything. It kind of had this eerie vibe. I loved whatever was going on with it. And then they had a really cool book. So, you know, the book containers we see every year. They had one I hadn't seen yet that had this ghostly looking figure and a spooky house, and it said Happy Halloween. It was like a whole spooky atmosphere. It was really cool and very different looking than what I normally see these books look like, but it looked good. The spooky goods looked good. So then in the ceramic area, there was an end cap that looked like a lot of the same kind of stuff we've seen. So I didn't really get a visual of the end cap because it was a lot of the same kind of jack-o'-lantern stuff and ghosty mugs and the vintage looking mugs, a lot of the same kind of stuff. And then at the bottom, like on the bottom shelf, I saw a Joanna Parker bowl that was this bat bowl that I've been looking for. I saw it on the Facebook group. It is so cool, vintage looking. I freaking love this bowl. And they had it, and I was so excited. 2 of my in search of situations I found today. That was it for like the home decor area. Oh wait, no, I saw some bathroom stuff in the kind of body care area or face care, makeup, all that kind of cosmetic area. They had a bunch of Halloween soaps, so ghosties and jack-o'-lanterns. They also had a makeup brush holder that was a skull. They had some hand creams. They had some other soaps in this area that they were more, like there's a lot more going on. Like it was more of like a design on a soap dispenser. And then they had, oh, what else did they have? Oh, they had these aroma diffuser situations. They had a cauldron one that was really cool. And they had 2 different skull diffusers. And let me tell you what happened when I was trying to get visuals of these diffusers. So my allergies are always bad. So I just don't think anything of it. But let me tell you, I was bending over. I feel like we did this before when we were out Halloween decor hunting. I was bending over to get a visual of the skulls, and I kid you not, does this ever happen to anyone else? It was like somebody turned on a faucet in my nose. It was just like, whoop, like completely freaking snot rocket drips out of my nose faster than I can sniff it. And y'all, it's so gross. It's so gross. Why are we this way as humans? Why does this happen? And like, it almost felt like a bloody nose. Like, you know how it happens so quickly? It felt like that, but it wasn't a bloody nose. I was hoping it wasn't. It wasn't. I was like, oh my gosh, I freaking leaving little snot puddles everywhere. So if you see a little puddle of snot on the floor, it wasn't me, okay? It was Mr. Skeleton. If you're not talking about snot puddles together, then what even are you talking about? Are we spooky family or are we spooky family? Then in the pajama area, I did see some Halloween pajamas starting to come out. Some pajama pants. They had a ghosty pink pair and I want to say Snoopy jack-o'-lantern pair. And then they had some shorts, some Halloween shorts. And that was it in the pajama department. But it looks like they're just getting started with the spooky pajamas and spooky apparel stuff. And then we cruised over to Michael's. We saw new Halloween at Michael's. We were just there 2 days ago, and they put out the whole shebang. The whole dark line, the whole lighter line, like all the lines. Light, dark, everything in between. So we're going to talk about that. But first, I was going to run into HomeGoods really quickly and see if, of course, we're running into another HomeGoods. Because who else would we be if we didn't stop by another HomeGoods on the way home? All right, round 2, HomeGoods. Here we go. All right, just left the second HomeGoods, and I tried to get what I could, visuals of what I could, but let me just tell you, it was crazy. Every aisle was crazy. People in and out with carts and people coughing up a lung, and I'm not trying to be part of that. So I walked right out of there. I did a quick little cruise around, didn't see anything that new and exciting, so I just walked out of there because I'm not trying to be around a bunch of coughing people, and not coughing people like coffin, like skeleton in a coffin, but like coughing, like people, you know, no. We're just trying to survive Halloween decor hunting season without getting the plague. That's all I ask. That's all. Is it raining? It's raining. Can I go, or is everyone just, I don't understand what's going on. Anyways, I did see a couple of new things. One thing I saw that was really cool, there was this carousel. It was like a Halloween carousel. It was really, really cool and actually worked. Like the people went around in the carousel circle thing. And they had some cool candelabra looking things. They had a skeleton candelabra, and they had a lantern with a skull on it, and these big skulls that were kind of a lantern / candle situation. And then I saw a little coffin skull butter dish. They had and a pumpkin butter dish. Then they had some Hello Kitty stuff. Today was the day of Hello Kitty, and they had Hello Kitty mugs, 2 different Hello Kitty mugs. I want to say that's all that's not all we saw, but there wasn't a whole lot of new. Wait, no, I saw some skull dishware stuff. Some, like a little teacup and saucer situation. I saw a plate, I think. I was like a whole little skeleton skull theme. And then, what else do we see in this area? Anything else I'm missing, I'll show here. But didn't see a whole lot of new stuff. Saw some Hello Kitty today. Anyways, let's talk about Michael's, because Michael's was so freaking exciting. Michael's had their full-blown lines out. Like, they are fully stocked right now in my area. They had their witchy line. They had all sorts of witchy things. They had brooms. They had those pictures back this year. They had the big witch picture. And then they also had 3 of the smaller ones from previous years. And then they had, oh man, their witchy wall decor was so good. They had this really cool framed one. Like, the frame was awesome and gothic looking. And then there's a witchy silhouette and bats flying all around. There was another kind of eerie looking witchy one that was really cool. Actually, their wall decor in general in this area is so good. They had another wall decor piece with candles all over it, and one with a raven, and they're in all different shapes and sizes, which I love, because then you can do one of those gallery looking walls. They had one that looked like old time photo witches. If you remember old time photo, did anyone ever do those? I did one time. You know, you dress up in old time clothes and you take an old time photo. I did one with my friends when I was like 10, and it was freaking awesome. Anyways, it looked kind of like that. And then there were also all sorts of different tabletop decor signs that said various things. Broom, there was a broom parking little decor piece that had little hanging brooms, and they had just different witchy sayings. And what else did they have in this area? Lots of cool decor in here. And then they had little witchy boots and little witch hats, and they had a really cool black cat tabletop decor piece. It was like a scaredy cat looking situation. They had like skeleton hands holding a crystal ball. They had, I don't know, all sorts of really cool stuff. Stacked books, all the witchy things. And then mixed in, they had some of the like Dracula, Frankenstein, Edgar Allan Poe, Headless Horseman kind of stuff. They had the bust, and then they had the, all of them sitting on toilets. The Dracula, the Frankenstein, Headless Horseman, and what was the other one? Edgar Allan Poe. All of them sitting on a toilet. And as much as I'm obsessed with the Headless Horseman, I don't know if I can do a Headless Horseman on a toilet decor. I don't quite know where it's going to fit in. Maybe in my bathroom, but even then, I don't know, man. So they had some of that decor in there, like mixed in. And what else did they have? Oh, they had an inkwell that was really cool. And this really, really, really amazing bat candle holder. I freaking love this bat candle holder. The bat is so detailed and it just looks amazing. I freaking love it. It's a great all year round dark decor piece. And they also had skeletons doing the most once again. We got some of the skeletons doing the most last time, but they're still doing the most. It was all the romantic skeleton kind of stuff too. I think there was like a pillow that said, "Will you rot with me?" or something like that in the shape of a heart. And other kind of skeleton puns and skeletons. I don't know. They were doing the most, as always, all the skeletons. And then anything else in this area I'm missing, I'll continue to show here. Oh, they had a really pretty wreath. I forgot about that. A really pretty wreath with a spider and just some really good stuff. I love their dark decor line this year. I love the color scheme too, because I feel like the color scheme goes with anything. And then they had the lighter decor line, and it was beautiful in all of its glory. They had it all out. Their veiled ladies were my favorite. Everything in this line is just so beautiful and well thought out, in my opinion. And I love everything about it. It's the perfect amount of eeriness and hauntedness, but like this really light look. It's so good. It is so good. Probably one of their best lines. Once again, it doesn't go with any of my decor, so I would have to basically buy the whole line to make it work at this point. I mean, I know I can incorporate it with some of my black stuff because it all goes together, but I feel like I'd have to find ways to balance it out because a lot of my stuff is black. But anyways, they had some beautiful pieces in here. They had this really cool spider skull, like it was like a skull with little spider legs. They had a cherub looking thing, little tabletop decor piece, and the pillows in this area, it was like light floral and skulls. They had 2 different pillows. They also had some really, really pretty wall decor. They had this really eerie, witchy looking figure with a witch hat, and they had a spooky house looking one, and what other kind of little wall decor? I think they also had a spooky house, like smaller tabletop decor art piece, and lots of signs that said various things, like something about a haunted house or home sweet haunted home, something about a witch, just things about a haunted house in general. I think one was like, "I enjoy romantic walks through haunted houses," or something like that. It was really funny. They also had little cloches with skulls, and the other one had mushrooms in it. Anyways, my freaking camera overheated per usual, but we're waiting on a train, so we might as well continue our conversation about the spooky goods. They had these little trays, or what, the cake stand looking things, but like little ones. One had a spider on it, one had a snake. And then they had a bunch of tabletop decor in here. And and a toilet in this area too. Of course, they had a toilet. And it's like a fancy toilet. And some perfume bottles. And I want to say that's about it. But anything else that I saw in this area that I'm missing, I'm sure I'm missing something somewhere, I'll show here, because it was such a beautiful line. It makes me want to change my entire concept. Even though it kind of fits Haunted Mansion, because it's like a haunted house thing. But I don't know, it's getting me. But I have a bunch of stuff to decorate with, that like a bunch of decor I need to use, so maybe I could find a way to incorporate it, but I don't know, we'll see. It is a huge deviation from what I normally do in my all year round decor. So anyways, that is all we saw today. Hey everyone, it is another day, Halloween decor hunting with me and good old Mr. Skeleton. It is another freaking hot day and another day in literal allergy hell is what I'm going to put out there. But we're not going to let it get us down. We are 1 month closer to playing our tree game, our annual tree game of orange, yellow, green, where we start watching the leaves changing, or is it dead or is it fall? Which is one of my favorite games, because as we get to the end of summer and it's dry and it's freaking hot, we start either seeing a tree dying or the tree is changing for fall, and we make our predictions from there. So I don't know. It's my favorite game as we're out on the hunt. Anyways, good old Mr. Skeleton. That's besides the point. We're jabbing our jaws. Where are we going today, sir? We're going to go out to the fancy HomeGoods. It's been a couple weeks since we've been out, or maybe it's been a week. I don't know. It feels like it's been a year since we've been to the fancy HomeGoods. And every day that goes by is basically a year in HomeGoods time. They probably already have Christmas. No. But the last couple of times we checked there, they didn't have a whole lot out. So I don't know if we're wasting our time going out here, but I at least want to go scope it out. I feel like they haven't had their fully stocked Halloween yet. So I want to see their Halloween in all of its glory. Then we're going to cruise over to the fancy TJ Maxx, see if they have anything new. And then, where are we going? I got to go get Neens' medication. I got to go get her heart meds. So we're going to stop by and do that. Then I figure we go to the other HomeGoods. It's a HomeGoods kind of day, y'all. As we're kind of waiting for other stores to put stuff out. But I figure we go to HomeGoods. Then we go to Ross. I feel like this season's coming to a close sooner. Either it's coming to a close sooner than usual because it started earlier, or I just feel like it's flown by. Like, this whole season is flying by, which I'm not even that mad about because I really want to be decorated, like fully decorated, well before August. Not August. We're in August. I already missed that deadline. October 1st. Because I want to enjoy October and do Vlogoween and like do our full-blown Octoberness in October. I don't want to be decorating in October. I want to be going to the freaking pumpkin patch in October. You know what I mean? I want to be sipping my coffee beverage in front of my fireplace and making chili. And some of you mentioned doing Spooky Kitchen. I want to get back into Spooky Kitchen. I think it might be closer to Halloween time, like fall time, because that's when I love to cook. Like in the summer, I'm just kind of making up whatever salads, or we do a lot of the Factor meals. We do Factor almost every night. And then the nights that we don't do Factor, I just do like a salad in the summer. But in the winter, when we don't do Factor, I'll do like soups or stews or something in the crock pot. What's going on here? And as we're cruising up here, I kind of wanted to look and see if they're putting a Spirit Halloween up here. Actually, you know what? I think they put a business in this building, so they may not have one here. But I need to get online and see where all the Spirit Halloweens are popping up. I know there's one that I saw for sure that looked like it was even close to opening. Like, they had their boxes out, they were getting stuff up. So I know that one's going to be close. But I'm hoping there's one over by the Elder Wasp, is what I'm hoping. So we can have our trio of Spirit Halloween, HomeGoods, and Michael's. Like, bam, 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 right there. We can visit the Wasp in the meantime. Anyways, we're cruising now to the fancy HomeGoods. So I'll see you there. I hope they have some spooky goods this time, because last couple of times they've had some stuff, but they didn't have any dishware or mugs or anything yet. And they usually have some really good dishware every year. So I don't know. We'll see where the spooky wind blows us. We'll see you there. All right, we're here at HomeGoods. We're going in. Just left the fancy HomeGoods. And you know what? I haven't been super impressed by the fancy HomeGoods this year. It just, I don't know. There's something about it that just hasn't been as good. Like, their spooky goods are kind of just, and it's not that they don't have anything. It's not that. It's just they don't, usually this store has stuff that I don't see anywhere else. Like, I'm like, whoa, this dishware, this coffee mug, or like something, because it's like a HomeGoods standalone store. So sometimes like sheets or towels or something like that you'll see here that you won't see anywhere else. And, or they'll get like the big decor. And I'm just not seeing a lot of it this year. I don't know what it is. Anyways, I just realized as I was leaving good old HomeGoods that there was like a big freaking flying insect. Okay? Big old flying insect. Not unusual. It's August. But now I'm playing a new game. Is it a dragonfly or is it a cicada killer? Because we're talking two totally different levels of terror. Or one is lack of terror and one is complete and utter terror. So, do I freak out or do I stay calm? Kind of thing. You know what I mean? So they look very different, but they are similar in size. So from afar, you can't tell if it's a dragonfly or if it's a freaking cicada killer. And if you don't know what a cicada killer is, if you don't have them in your area, I say this every year because I'm absolutely terrified by these things. I'm maybe more terrified of wasps because these cicada killer things aren't supposed to sting you, but they're still so terrifying that you can't, like, your brain can't process just not to freak the F out. Like, it is so, like, they just look threatening, but they're not supposed to sting you. But I don't trust it. I don't trust anything that looks like this thing, okay? If you have never seen a cicada killer and you haven't Googled it yet in the years past when we've talked about it, or if you just want a quick little reminder, which I'm sure you don't. If you've seen it once, then you don't want to see it again. It looks like an absolute terrifying insect from some sort of horror movie is what it looks like. So, anyways, now I'm playing this game. Is it a dragonfly or is it a cicada killer? And luckily, it was a dragonfly, everybody. And I've been seeing a lot of dragonflies this year flying around. I've heard this good luck. I don't know if that means anything, but there we go. I saw a dragonfly, not a cicada killer, but I did see a cicada killer the other day in my backyard, and I ran inside as fast as humanly possible. So now we are cruising to TJ Maxx, the fancy TJ Maxx. And what do we see though at the fancy HomeGoods? Let's talk about it. So not a whole lot of new decor. And if there was, I guess there were some new ghosty things. I kind of just showed a general panning of the area because I don't feel like we saw a lot of new stuff. And anything new was kind of stuff we'd seen in the past, like in the past couple of years, or similar items, but nothing that really jumped out at me. Nothing that was like, oh wow, this is really cool, or we've never seen anything like this. Nothing like that. Anyways, this HomeGoods, they had a good selection of spooky decor. It just wasn't anything new that we haven't seen before. So they had ghosty stuff. They had big kind of Frankenstein decor pieces, just general like witchy things, like little fairy witches and witches water globes that we've seen over the last couple weeks. A lot of the same kind of stuff, branchy trees, all sorts of stuff like that. And then in their ceramic section, once again, a lot of stuff we've already seen, a lot of Mickey stuff. I just went ahead once again and panned it just in case you've missed it, or just so you can see the whole line and all of its glory, because they had all the different things. The Mickey Ghost, the mugs, the canisters, they had the salt and pepper shakers. So all the different Mickey stuff. They also had Nightmare Before Christmas. They had the jar, like the canister thing. They had some salt and pepper shakers. They also had a Winnie the Pooh cookie jar canister thing. They had some Hello Kitty stuff. They had Hello Kitty mugs. And in another section, they had little Hello Kitty glass, I don't know what it is, glass tumbler things. And then they had some Hello Kitty baking dishes. I believe they had a loaf pan, and they had a square dish, like a square casserole dish. They had some little bowls or little ramekin things. They had shot glasses. They had all sorts of spooky Hello Kitty stuff in here. And they also had some Snoopy stuff, Snoopy mugs, Snoopy cookie jar canister looking things, or just all the different Snoopy or Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown kind of stuff. We saw some Nightmare Before Christmas. Once again, there was a really cool Nightmare Before Christmas loaf pan or loaf dish or whatever it is, with Zero on it and Jack. And they had some plates, like plastic plates with Jack and Sally and spider webs. And what else they have in this area? They had some other plastic dishware. They had like a really cool witchy dish set. Like each plate had a different thing on it. And they had, I think those were glass or ceramic though. And they had an oil it's like a glass oil pourer thing that had a skeleton hand wrapped around it. I don't know what the technical name is, but that's what it looked like. And then they also had some other dishware. They had the witchy dishware, that Royal Stafford brand that I love every year. They had some glassware. Oh, they had this pink, was it a glass? Was it like a rocks glass, I think, or was it a mug? But it had little pink ghosties all over it. And then they had a glass that had gold, like a whole gold spooky landscape and a witch flying on a broom. And then they had some salt and pepper shakers, lots of different salt and pepper shakers. They had ghosties, they had a raven and a skull, they had I don't know, a bunch of different salt and pepper, spooky salt and pepper shakers. And whatever glassware and ceramic dishes and all that I'm missing, I'll show here. But they did have a good ceramic selection. It was just a lot of stuff we've already seen. So nothing super unique that stood out to me. Oh, they did have some skeleton plates, some new skeleton plates I hadn't seen yet that had like a skeleton couple on the front. And I want to say that was kind of it. But anything else I'm missing in this area, I'll show. They also had some napkins and paper plates. They had a napkin, I think that said Hey Boo or something with a ghost on it. They had another one, did it have a skull on it, I think? And then they had some of the pink, hippie kind of stuff, the kind of psychedelic, ghosty stuff kind of theme. Oh, and I saw some tablecloths and cloth napkins. So they had a couple of new tablecloths. I think they were new. There was like a floral one with skulls, and there was another one that had like a skeleton, and was there a potion bottle or something like that. I think they had a multicolored jack-o'-lantern looking napkin set, and then a pink, like a pastel-a-ween, pink-a-ween, ghosty cloth, or, you know, what am I thinking of? Like cloth napkins. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. So that's what, oh, and some placemats. They had some bedazzled placemats. One with bedazzled, I think it had skulls and flowers, or was it jack-o'-lanterns and flowers, or bats, or something like that. And they also had an orange jack-o'-lantern one. And is that it? Is that all we saw? Anything else I'm missing here? Anything I missed in this store, I'll show here. But we saw some spooky goods. Saw some good stuff like those witchy plates that I like seeing every year, but nothing that really stood out to me, nothing really new, nothing that jumped out at me. So we're here at TJ Maxx. We're going to scope out the set. I'm going to look at spooky bags, spooky pajamas, and of course, any decor, bedding, mugs, all that kind of stuff we're going to check out here at TJ Maxx. So we're going in. We just left TJ Maxx. Once again, not feeling super impressed with the fancy HomeGoods and this TJ Maxx this year. Not super impressed. Once again, I just took some general visuals of the area so you could see what they had, to see if there's anything that you like. But it's a little section, which is fine. I'm not against a little section if they've got the spooky goods. And they had some spooky goods. They did have some Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, or Frankenstein's monster, I guess I should say. So they had a lot of tabletop decor, like cut out looking tabletop decor in this area. And like some Mickey tabletop decor, Winnie the Pooh, stuff like that, some cutesy kitty kind of stuff in this area, and some plushy stuff. So it wasn't my favorite today, but we still got some visuals. They also had this huge cauldron stack. So it's like a stack of plastic cauldrons with disco balls, and it looks like bubbles coming out of it. Anyways, what else did we see? We saw a couple of new towels that were really cute. Definitely cutesy though. Definitely more that pastel vibe. They had a pastel pink towel with bats all over it. And of all the pastel things, I actually thought this one was cute with the little bats. They also had like smiley faces with, like, one was a mummy and one was a, I don't know, they were various spooky characters. And then they had a checkered towel that had like little spiders on it too. And then they had a cat mummy towel, I think. And then what was the other cutesy one? Lots of cutesy towels, just in general in this area. And then what else they have? Oh, they had a new throw pillow set that I saw that had, it was like a beigey kind of cream color with various spooky things like a witch hat, spider web, like various spooky things on the pillow. They also had a couple of spooky blankets. I believe one had jack-o'-lanterns and bats on it, and the other one, was it just jack-o'-lanterns? Or jack-o'-lanterns with witch hats, or Something like that. They also had some diffusers, some spooky diffusers. I think these were the coolest things I saw today. I've seen spooky diffusers over at a different HomeGoods, but they had some new ones I hadn't seen yet. They had two different ghosty ones. One with the ghosty had its arms up, and the other one was like a classic looking sheet ghost. They also had a spooky house diffuser that was really cool, but they didn't have any spooky pajamas out yet, or spooky bags or backpacks or anything yet. So still on the lookout for those. So anyways, we have one more HomeGoods to check out. I gotta go get Needs' meds right now. Then we're gonna go to HomeGoods. Then we're gonna go over to Ross. So we're gonna break it up a little bit. And it's not just gonna be a full-blown HomeGoods day. We are gonna go over to Ross. My freaking allergies, and I get like boogers hanging out. And I know I won't run into Spooky Family until I have a big old booger hanging out. And then I know for a fact that's when I'll run into Spooky Family. Anyways, we're going now to get Needs' meds, and then we're gonna cruise over to HomeGoods, see if they have any new spooky goods out. I feel like this is the time of year for HomeGoods where you do start seeing like a lot of repetitive stuff. We see a lot of the same kind of stuff circulating, and that's okay. I'm totally down for that, because that's when you find the diamond in the rough. That's when you find the thing you've been searching for, or maybe something new that you didn't know you were searching for. But you know what's kind of weird? I haven't seen a ton of spooky mugs again this year. Like, I feel like I've been seeing a lot of the same kind of spooky mugs, like the Snoopy and the Hello Kitty, and same with the dishware stuff, like the casserole dishes and stuff. Is that what it is mainly this year? Like a lot of the Disney, and then Hello Kitty, Lilo and Stitch. I feel like that's a lot of the dishware, like the spooky dishware and the casserole dishes this year. And I know Mr. Skeleton, he's looking at me like, Ghoul, like, what do you mean? It's spooky. Like, stop. Like, Ghoul, beggars can't be choosers. Take what you can get. But, I just haven't seen any, like, spooky all year round dishware kind of stuff. I mean, I've seen some of it. I shouldn't say I haven't seen any. I've seen some, but I haven't seen like a really big selection this year. All right, we're here at HomeGoods 2.0. We're going in. Yes, Mr. Skeleton, finally! We saw the good spooky dishware, y'all, at freaking HomeGoods. Good ceramics and dishware and all the spooky goods. I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna start with the witchy stuff, because the witchy stuff was so good at this store. They had a bunch of these witchy teapots, where one side had a witch flying on a broom, and then the other side had a raven sitting on top of, was it a pumpkin? Sitting on top of a pumpkin. It was a raven, regardless. And it was so good. And then they had dishes that had 3 witches standing around a cauldron. Oh man, I love the dishware, these dishes and the teapot combo. So freaking good. And then they also had the new witchy plates this year. I think they're new. It's like the Sorceress Witch. It's the Royal Stafford brand, kind of like the little plates we saw, but this one has like the Sorceress. It's got this witchy lady, and she's got her arms up in the air, and it's a whole spooky situation. They also had some Nightmare Before Christmas dishes, like a whole set of dishes, big dishes, smaller dishes. They had the teacups and saucers. They had a whole Nightmare Before Christmas dish set, and those ones just had Jack on them, and then black and white stripes, I believe. And the other dishes had Jack and Sally on them. And so they had a whole bunch of dishes in this area. We also saw some good spooky casserole dishes, but they had some ghosty, like a ghosty casserole dish, a ghosty loaf dish pan thing. They had and it was just black with a bunch of ghosties around it. They had just a good old-fashioned coffin baking dish, which is so up my alley. I was so excited to see it. I also saw some ceramics, like jack-o'-lantern ceramics. They had the ghosty canisters back this year. We saw those last year. They had a mummy canister and another canister that had jack-o'-lanterns all over it. Lots of really cool ceramics. They also had like a whole area of skeletons and skulls and floral, like a whole cup and saucer situation. They have dishes, trays, all that kind of stuff. I'm thinking we're in this area. And then they had some salt and pepper shakers. They had some silver salt and pepper shakers that were really cool. Silver ghosties and silver, I think the other ones are mummies. And those are really, really cool. They had this whole area was just like mainly skulls and floral. And it was like kind of like a gothic ceramic area. And then, oh, I need to turn here. We're going to Ross. So then they had, what else do they have in this area? What am I blanking on? They also had a lot of Hello Kitty. We've seen a lot of Hello Kitty today. Hello Kitty dishes, like little like bowls with lids. They had Hello Kitty casserole dishes, like little Hello Kitty mummies and stuff. I think they also had mugs and a bunch of different Hello Kitty ceramic things. Mugs, casserole dishes, bowls, all that kind of stuff. What else did they have? They had some little brie cheese baking dish things that were in the shape of pumpkins. They had little coffin butter dishes. One have a bat or say RIP on it or something. They had some ghosty measuring cups that were really cute. And what else did I see in this area? I don't know. They had so much to see. So much different bakeware, ceramicware, dishes, teapots, cups and saucers, mugs, all sorts of stuff in this area. And it did not disappoint. This is what I've been looking for all season long. I love their spooky dishes for all year round. So excited to see it. And they also had like another little party area. So I had like a bat, kind of plastic bat party, like chip and dip situation. They also had a witch hat one where you take the witch hat off and then you have the dip area. And oh man, they had some spooky goods. Did they have the spooky goods? They also had some really cool spooky picture frames. They had a jack-o'-lantern, they had a bat, they had a really cool one that had a skeleton hand that wrapped around this frame. And what else did they have? And I'll continue to show all the dishware, partyware, ceramics, mugs, whatever I got, I'll show here because they had some new stuff we hadn't seen before. And then in the decor section, there wasn't a whole lot of new stuff. I think there was one item, and now I can't even remember what it was, but I'll show it here. That was maybe new. Oh, it was like a pumpkin thing that had a little skeleton guy and like scenery on the inside. And I don't think, oh, and a big skeleton, like an 8-foot, 10-foot, I don't know how big it was, skeleton. They had that guy there. But other than that, it was a lot of the same kind of stuff we've been seeing. I almost feel like they're slowing down in the decor department. I don't know what that means. I feel like they're just now picking up in the ceramics department. But I feel like as far as, and in the bathroom towels and stuff, I think they're just starting to pick up. But when it comes to decor, I feel like they're slowing down. I feel like the aisles were smaller this time. In all HomeGoods that I saw today, it all looked picked over and like a smaller, oh my gosh, there's one of those cicada killers. Ugh. I need to park on a different planet to get away from this thing. So anyways, we're here at Ross. We're going into Ross. We're going to see what they got. Here we go. We're here at Ross. Oh God, there it is. There it is. There it is. No. Damn you. The freaking cicada killers were waiting for me, Mr. Skeleton. They were waiting for me at the front door of Ross. I'm not even joking you when I say that these things find me, and I know people are like, well, they can sense your fear. Well, you know what? Cool. Perfect. Just great. Love it for me. I love that so much for me. That they just sense that I don't want to be anywhere near around them, and they find me. They can sense me. There were 2 of them, not 1, but 2, swarming around the front area, like the under, like the covering area in front of, like the front porch of Ross, basically, is what I'm trying to say. They were swarming there, swarming around. They love to chase you too. It's still to be determined if they can sting. People say they can't. I'm not trying to find out, period. These things were like swarming around. I was trying to go around them. It wasn't happening. I almost turned around and ran away. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't know. Sometimes you just love something that much that you're willing to go in, and Halloween is one of those things. I'm willing to get chased by a damn cicada killer, y'all, for the sake of Halloween. Who am I? And why am I this desperate, Mr. Skeleton? I know you're judging me again. I feel like every single episode of Halloween decor hunting, there's a point where good old Mr. Skeleton judges me. And right now is one of those times. I just know it. I don't even know if I remember what I saw on there because I blacked out the minute I saw those cicada killers. But somehow I shall reach into my brain and pull out what I saw. So they were just starting to get out Halloween at this Ross, which gets me the most excited because that means I didn't miss it. First of all, they had some bugs, a couple of metal looking bugs. They had gold and they had black, just looking beetle things. They had a really cool tray, marble tray or cutting board or whatever you want it to be. Could be a charcuterie board, whatever you want. That was a jack-o'-lantern. That was really cool. They had another tray thing, wasn't marble though, it was a plastic tray with ghosties all over. It was purple. They had a bowl with a skeleton hand wrapped around it. I feel like they have these every year. They had some of those. They had some lights, like spiderweb lights. I think they had some little skeleton lights. What else do they have in this area? It was kind of a small little knick-knack area. Wasn't a whole lot. And then they had some Betsy Johnson blankets. They had a pink skull checkered one. They had a skull and crossbones and hearts, I think. And then I can't remember what the other one was, skulls too, or skeletons or something. They also had a beautiful marble tray that had a gold spider coming down. I love these types of pieces. Just a classy all year round spooky piece. This was, I loved it. They also had a little in your face Halloween. They had a vintage looking, what am I thinking of? A candy bowl. And it was a pumpkin and it had a scaredy cat wrapped around it. And I want to say that was it. There wasn't a whole lot, but they're getting started. I'm excited to see where the spooky wind blows us at Ross. I just can't believe those freaking cicada killers, y'all. And I was already sweating. Like it's freaking hot today. It's 102, it says on my car. 102. I was already sweating. Then I saw the cicada killers. I will say, good thing I'm wearing my Skims bra today. Nice and airy and light because the ghouls would be sweating today. They would be absolutely on fire. I just cannot wait till fall, y'all. I cannot wait for my flannels and my sweaters and my sweatshirts and my layers and my jackets. Although my jackets, y'all, I don't know if did I say this before? Did I tell you about my jackets? I tried on my jackets this year and they were all tight in the shoulders. And I was like, what's going on? Why are all these jackets small? Like I always order my jackets, more oversized because I like that look. And they all fit now like more fitted. This is as I started fitting into my old clothes. So everything else is fitting except for my jackets. And I'm like, what's going on? This is weird. Did like my shoulders grow or something? And then I realized that I'm carrying around like a 30-pound child every day, or around that every day, and now I'm just buff. So everything is, what is that? That's a fly. Do not like flying objects right now. It's not the time, fly. It's not the time, McFly. All right, anyways, that is it for today's Halloween hunt.